The next option we're going to go over in your settings is display and lights. In the display and lights, like we went over before, you can use your volume rocker to turn up and down the brightness, or you can swipe down to turn up your brightness level with the slider bar, or you can go into settings and hit the brightness level and adjust the brightness again. Below that is your adaptive brightness. What this does is it automatically optimizes brightness for the level of light in the room based on the sensor. So it just uses the sensor to dive in again. There's ambient display, which in the event that we do receive notifications from ChessNoteR, we could have this display light up if the device was off. We don't plan on doing any push notifications, but it may be something we add in the future, so we left it in the operating system. For the screen, you can set it up to sleep. This is throughout the whole operating system, so essentially you can set how long you want the operating system to run before the screen turns off and goes to sleep. Regardless of what you set your settings here, once you open up the ChessNoteR application bypasses the system and it keeps the screen on all the time when you're inside the ChessNoteR application. So this is only when you're outside of the ChessNoteR app. There's an option for wake on plug, so if you plug in your USB cable, the device will turn on or turn off. In here you can get to cast to modify the cast settings and to stream. When we go over the casting, I'll be showing you how to use the casting from this menu here when you swipe down your top menu. You can adjust your font size, so if your eyes are a little poor like mine, you can crank up the font size in the operating system, and everything gets bigger inside the operating system, so you can turn that back down. In here you can adjust the battery lights. So by default these are the color of your lights, so as your battery gets low or it's charging or it's fully charged when it's plugged in, it'll change these colors. So to give you an example, if I press on the light, as you can see the light turns on up here in the top. So you can adjust the color of the light if you want by playing with the light colors. By default I would just say you can leave them there. If you don't like the lights on at all, you can just turn off the battery light, and when you plug in your charger none of the lights will show up, but I'd recommend leaving it on because just in the event you're in a tournament and you can see that the battery's getting low, you'll see the battery low light turn on. You can also do a pulse, so it'll pulse if the battery, and it's not doing it now because the battery's not low, of course, but it'll do a pulse if the battery's low, so it'll just kind of, you know, do a little pulse. So that's kind of the battery light. And then there's also a notification light, so if there's notifications and stuff like that, as you can see, some of these menus are disabled because there is no features for the calling, so there is no phone features, but you can change different levels of light or whatnot on the screen if you want to choose different things in here. This is advanced. Again, I wouldn't really mess with the notification lights. I'd really just do the battery light if you want to customize your lights. And that's everything inside display and lights.